I don't think he started. Why? What is he saying?
No, because she's making the jab. Because never mind. We're just gonna fucking go.
Press record.
That's already recording. Hey everybody, this is the Extra Normal Podcast. My name is Giggles. Alongside me is Brianna Kaye, my wife.
Hello everybody, how y'all doing? We have some very
Guess what, Barry? She's saying you don't.
very
You're not worth an introduction.
special guest
Worth it.
with us today. We have Louis and we have Susie also celebrating her birthday. So happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Yay! And we have Perry on the other side. He's,
Oh yeah, and Perry's here too.
Wow.
Yeah, don't forget about me. I'm here.
Remember?
Wow. Okay.
I don't know if you guys tuned into last episode, but we also had a special guest. We had Lana Del Rey, which was really exciting. She performed for us, and it was fucking amazing.
She just happened to be over at my house, and I was like, "Yo, you
So
should come on."
before we get in, there we go. So before we get into some of the areas of discussions with our dear friends, I think we have a little bit of laundry to do. Susie is a superstitious lady. Am I right or wrong? Okay, everybody. Okay, most of us are on audio listening. She literally had the mic down on the fucking table. I don't know if she thinks this works by osmosis, but it doesn't. Susie, like I was asking you, are you a supernatural person? Because you made a fucking specific request before we started. You're like, we need to do this before we start talking about this movie. Because, are you superstitious? Okay. You're religious. Can we see your microphone? Throw it out there.
Turn it on.
Yeah. Hello.
And it's off.
Hello?
Power off.
Power off. Very nice.
Power on.
Power on.
Bluetooth mode.
Bluetooth mode. Bluetooth mode.
Bluetooth connected.
Oh
It's not
God.
you, it's him.
It's not you, it's me. Obviously. Okay, you just gotta talk really. So, take two. Susie, I hear you're a superstitious lady. No? You okay?
No.
You're not. So why do you fucking specifically said we need to bless the house?
Well, it's more religious.
Okay. So what do you think is gonna happen if we don't bless this house? You think?
I feel by talking about certain things. Energy.
Got it. So you think it's gonna invite stuff in? On like a demonic level? Not like the ghost of Sam Hill or something?
You already invited witches into your house, so I mean. I'm talking about you.
Do you want to bless this house or not? Are we blessing this house? Okay.
By real priest, right?
Real priest, because there's real ones that.
Certificate online.
5 minutes, I'm a priest, let's bless this house.
I mean, I feel like if you're put that energy in.
I can't hear.
Okay, so
But you don't believe in God, so it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
we're in good shape. We're in good shape here.
Yeah.
We have, so that's Susie. Susie, you were part of a lost episode that we don't talk about. We had you on.
No, we talk about it.
Let's talk
We
about
talk
it.
about it on the site. So everybody who's listening, we have Susie is a dear friend. She's come up on the podcast a few times. Her name has been dropped. And she gave some good spooks and some good haunts.
And somebody fucked it up.
And the episode got lost.
No.
It was a fucking ghost.
Somebody deleted the episode.
No, I recorded over it.
I recorded over it. And that was right before we went into quarantine. Remember? It was literally the end of February.
Celebrating
Yeah.
your birthday.
That was
We
the
had
last shot.
such a great episode, and then fuck.
Then I fucked it up.
Yep.
I fucked it up. And I'm
Like
sorry.
always, Chris. Like always.
Perry just said like always. Yeah.
This is
You
true.
guys, I think you guys are gonna start tag teaming me, and I don't think it's
Tag
fucking fair.
team back again. Check it, wreck it,
We're looking
let's
for a-
begin.
It's all right.
bruising
It's
partner.
karaoke time again.
So we So the other guest we have is Lewis, and the reason why we have Lewis on.
Can I speak? I'm so excited.
The reason why we have
Lewis is here.
this is
Sorry,
like
I'm
an
excited
insanity
Susie's here.
litmus test. Because at least Brianna thinks if there's two crazies in the room, she can't be wrong.
Can I talk? Okay.
Yeah. So,
Shut up.
Okay.
So our very first episode.
Was it on the first one?
I think so.
The origin story?
Yeah, the origin.
Probably.
I talked about how I was not schizophrenic.
And you've been saying it ever since.
And how I had witnesses. Can I get a witness? And Lewis was my witness. Like, it was such a random experience. We're actually celebrating Susie's birthday. How funny. Here we are celebrating Susie's birthday one more time. Maybe we should go outside and see what's up in the sky. But we were celebrating Susie's birthday. I remember, like, clear as day, you showed up in the Mexican wrestling mask. What are they called?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we had just such an amazing time. I remember we were just sitting around the bonfire. It was me, you, and John, and we were just chilling. And I just remember we all kind of looked up at the same time. And, you know, I was buzzed. I'm sure you were on coke or who knows what.
No.
Like,
I was going to ask you, that was the very first question. I was going to get like a sobriety test. Like,
I was buzzed, but I wasn't belligerent because Clementine was home with us. So.
You had alcohol in your system, right?
A little
Lewis,
bit.
You had alcohol, right? Booze, and did you have anything else?
No, just
ayahuasca? Nothing?
No.
Okay.
Ayahuasca.
So pretty sober. So we're going into this story fairly sober.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So we're all just chilling, enjoying like each other's company, and then like we're all sitting down. We just all three kind of look up, and like this was like giving you guys a recap. Like, this was my experience, and we're gonna have Lewis tell you exactly what he saw. If it was the same, slightly different. So I had saw this like this perfect ring of fire. Don't start singing, please. And it was pulsing, and I kind of looked at it like as if it was like a wormhole, where there would be access to another dimension, people coming in or people going out. And that was the impression that I got. We were so in awe, like we didn't videotape. I had my phone, I think, sitting right next to me, but it was just so crazy to see something like that in the sky. So that's what I saw, and it lasted for maybe like 20 seconds-ish, and then it kind of just like faded out. So we're going to give it to you, Lewis, and you tell us exactly what you saw, because now people know that like I'm just not making this shit up.
I hope this is the moment where he's like, I've made it all up. This whole time.
No,
like,
you're right. That was, Brianna, me, and John, we were outside. I think I was on my second beer or something. Like, I'm thoroughly buzzing it.
Right.
You know? And you're right. You said look up, and we're like, no, what is that? And it was like a dark red light, you know?
It was like a perfect circle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering if it can be a lantern festival, because I seen the lanterns.
Ain't no lantern festivals in La Habra.
Exactly.
I wish I'd be able to.
You know, that's something like,
it was not Rapunzel. No.
Because what year was it? Well, on her birthday.
Maybe like 4 years ago.
Yeah, because I've been trying to even look for was there a lantern festival? But there's none here.
Yeah.
So.
No, because there's lantern festivals.
There's no lantern festivals.
It was
lighting lanterns.
It was like a Mexican theme.
Let's start it.
I remember Chris dressed in as like a senorita. I remember he had like the whole like
boy, how
dress
was
on.
that beautiful senorita.
Was that 6 years ago?
Yeah, because when I was 30.
And I bet you, I'm sure if we go on YouTube, we can probably see maybe other people that saw exactly what we saw. We'll have to do that.
So you haven't even taken the time to research and corroborate your evidence? You're presenting
because I have witnesses.
One flimsy witness?
No, John.
We had 2 beers, not one.
When we've hung out with John, we've all talked about it.
Yeah, but that's not enough to get us drunk.
So continue. So what else did you feel? Did you think maybe it was a dimension? Like, what did you think it was? A porthole or something?
No, I thought it was like a UFO. Yeah,
maybe. You think so?
Yeah.
Did you ever tell Lewis about the time you brought it up at AlienCon? You actually asked experts about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so one of them tried to like debunk it, and they were just like, oh, like sometimes that's what like falls off, like when they like shoot a rocket in the sky. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, but
because if it was a rocket shooting off, it would have been debris. It would be debris going. It was literally in one spot.
Yeah.
It wasn't moving besides pulsing. You know, so for me, I was like, there's no fucking way that could be debris from a rocket.
Yeah.
No way.
No.
Okay,
You thought your theory is that it's the dimension, right?
I really think that it was not a UFO. I think it was another dimension opening up, whether a porthole to let a UFO go through. Maybe the UFO made itself to where it can't be seen coming through, because the porthole, like, it just kind of dissipated. It just disappeared, which I would think like a UFO, if it was a UFO, it would have like went into like super speed and shot off, because that's typically what the videos show. They'll show them in one spot hovering, and then they just like do light speed, and they're like, boom, gone. So for me, it was like this dimension that was open, and then it slowly closed. So that's what I.
And to make the picture clear, Susie, I didn't see anything. You didn't see anything. They were just both like, oh my God, look at this, or all three of them were like, oh my God, look at this, and then we're like, what? And then there was nothing, right? Can you corroborate this story?
I couldn't hear what she said.
I can't hear.
We can't hear what you're saying.
I was hungover.
There you go.
There we go.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
So accurate.
Well, I remember vaguely, like, I don't even know. It was just me, John, and Lewis. And I think you guys were dancing. You know, we used like our little area. I think you guys were on the dance floor. So I think everybody else was dancing for whatever. We were just taking a moment to chill. And because I just kind of remember you guys being around, but we had music on and loud. And then it was like, there was like, whoa, like, look at that. We just all kind of took it in, and it was gone by the time we told you guys. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it closed up before, like, because I looked up.
It's not even like it closed. It's like it like slowly
Like it faded.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm so glad Lewis is here to finally.
We have two loonies who saw it. So congratulations.
But it could have been a different dimension, because you know how a lot of people are saying that 2020
Could have been with the Outlanders.
Another
Oh, really?
dimension.
Are you saying, is that a theory that like in 2020?
Sing me a song when I found
Okay, they're singing it. Brianna loves a show that's,
Fucking love
I'm pretty
that
sure
show.
90% of the plot is about rape, right?
It is a good show.
Okay. I know it's intense and people like it, but 90% of it is about just like random people getting raped. It's an
That's what's
assortment of people.
so emotional about it. You know, it's just like, you're just like, oh my God, this is horrible, but love oh yeah, so many things, so many feels.
During the
Man, we got dark.
Anyways,
so
Terry, have you seen Outlander?
No.
great job.
Good, Terry.
I do have a question. So,
You have a question.
at that moment when you saw that ring of fire, that perfect circle, did you believe or not believe in aliens? From I want to hear from both.
Let me answer this for Brianna because she didn't hear. Yes.
What is it, Lewis? Answer, because I don't have my headset on.
So-
What about Lewis?
So Perry's asking if at the time of this
The sighting.
butthole in the sky, whatever, this fire butthole you saw that puckered up and he's asking if you believed in aliens prior to that, and that's a resounding yes.
Do you know who I am?
Okay, what about Lewis?
Obviously.
What about Lewis? Did it convince you of anything? Did it make you
I will-
believe more?
I will
All
tell.
right. So when I saw it, I was like, could be a UFO. But then once I went to Costa Rica, I sent you that video. I had my GoPro out.
Yeah.
And then I saw Weird Light, and I'm like, that's not an airplane, dude. That thing was straight like UFO. And ever since that, I believe it more now because of
So that was more convincing. So to get to that, so you were in Costa Rica and you saw
Two different
you
phenomena.
captured video in Costa Rica because this was in Southern California. The fiery butthole was in Southern California, but this UFO in Costa Rica, that's a different. How many like months, years in between those instances?
Oh, this
Years.
one's from last year from Costa Rica, but that one's like the one from the fiery butthole you saw. It was like, to me, I believe, it made me believe a little bit more. So now I'm like searching more, you know, like
You got your eyes up in the sky. Okay.
And I'm always looking up in the sky, even my wife.
And
No.
so we'll by the way, if
refer to this sighting as Johnny Cash's burning or Ring of Fire butthole.
It's a little wordy. It's a little wordy. We could just put. I think it's better if we just refer to it as Johnny Cash's butthole. I think it's a little more catchy. I think we could get the marketing team on it.
It was a Ring of Fire.
Perry's proposing that we title your phenomenon
Ring of Fire.
Something to do with Johnny Cash and Ring of Fire and butthole.
Okay.
Okay.
But that's the one and only encounter I've ever seen in
that
the
was
sky.
trippy, yeah.
And so for me, like that, I always believed, but that was like my reassurance for sure. I wish I would have saw what you saw in Costa Rica.
Yeah, that one made my reassurance like, oh,
I would have been
shit,
mind blown. Yeah, I would have been
I
mind
got
blown
my
for sure.
reassurance, so I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah, you're never gonna get.
No, his reassurance about the UFO.
He's never gonna believe because he's a hater. He's just a hater.
But Perry, you see now you have two people that were in the same place at the same time. So how, like, why would we lie about that?
Well, I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just saying I've never had that experience, and I'm very.
He's not saying you lied. This is like a translator. This is fun. He's not saying you lied. For people listening on audio, if this is not edited out, Brianna is missing a headphone. So Perry's asking questions, and like the fucking game of telephone, I'm relaying the questions to her.
I'll just let Lewis answer.
I got a question for you though, babes. At what age were you convinced that UFOs were a fucking thing? Like that's I'm 10 years old. I believe. Like what was the age where you're like, fuck yeah, these things exist. Pick me up.
I think Susie has something to say to that. Go ahead. Oh, go ahead. Talk loud.
Talk loud.
Child.
Okay. Is that the end of the story? Great.
That's cue to the music.
And it was real, so I believe.
So X-Files legit convinced you that aliens are real? Was that like the point of like I believe?
Yeah, and then people always try to cover it up. Why do they say that it's not real? Obviously,
It's real.
Hey guys, I need to go.
90s.
He has Lewis has a heart out.
No.
Lewis has to poop.
No, like
okay. Hey, well, thank you so much.
Gotta cut it short.
Can you Perry? Can you give him some outro music? He's got a
on my next time I'll come for longer and have more stories about like ghosts and all. Okay. So yeah. I'll try to look for some old videos.
Yeah, find that video because we're gonna post it.
Which one?
The one you sent me about Costa Rica.
Okay, I have it on my laptop.
I'm in Costa Rica.
So all right, guys.
All right.
I will stay longer, but I gotta go.
Outro music is 3, 2, 1. Thanks, Perry. Good job. All right.
Give me a second.
Great job.
3, 2, 1 isn't fast.
By the way, everybody,
Susie,
this
come
is
back
a bonus episode.
You're next.
And you have no excuse. You have a microphone right in front of you. And headphones and all that stuff.
Okay. Perry, would you like to add anything? Because I can actually hear you now.
Oh, hi. Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Yeah, I mean the audio is bad. Sure.
First of all, I didn't get a chance to compliment you on your outfit.
Well, thank you. My dad got it from me.
TJ Maxx?
I don't know where he got it from. He lives in Thailand.
Oh, okay.
Maybe had a layover
So,
in
questions?
or something. Yeah, so what was that 90s show that was really popular and it was about alien sightings? You guys remember that show?
The 90s show about alien sightings?
Yeah.
You have X-Files?
No, it was more like a actual UFO sightings. Like
Happy birthday, we're alive. What is that? Oh, King's Gate?
I don't know the show. But I would say,
that was the show that convinced me.
Wait, so you do believe in aliens?
I've always have, yeah.
Oh.
I just never.
You don't believe in ghosts, but you believe in aliens.
No, I don't believe in ghosts. That's spiritual.
You don't believe in ghosts, but you believe in aliens.
Oh, aliens are more logical to me.
Okay. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh.
Yeah, I guess
So,
that 90s show.
have you had any experiences with extraterrestrials, Barry?
No, that's what I'm saying. I never have experienced it. I've never had that like total redemption or like assurance or that.
I think probably in my 20s. is
Your
is when
first-
I truly believed.
Okay, but you're actually, and then you're that.
Someone's asking us on the chat if we've ever read Unearthed Love Poem by Yusef Reed. No, I haven't.
No.
But I'll give it a try.
What is it about?
Okay.
I'm intrigued. Please tell us more.
Yes, please. Once I log into this thing. Oh, I don't have the.
Go for it.
Yeah, but I've never had that experience, and I was like, I would spend all my childhood.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Like, no.
Yay!
That was fun. Happy birthday.
Perry said happy birthday.
Yeah.
Want some cake, Perry?
Yeah.
If you're gonna have some.
It only take me like 10, 15 minutes.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, you
Bye. Happy birthday. Bye.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
So Chris, now that you've heard from Lewis,
Yeah.
how do you feel about that?
I feel like you guys saw something in the sky. Maybe a little bit. Let's get. Yeah. Right.
So, since you're asking that, what percentage do you think that was alien or some UFO or some type?
What I saw in the sky?
Yeah, what percentage that it was?
100%. Everything in my
But you
body
can't rule out,
said
like, other-
it
I mean, I
is.
don't want.
Other phenomena.
I don't want to.
I was mad. I'll be honest with you. When we went to Alien Con and they were trying to like debunk it, and I was like,
But aren't those
no.
the experts?
But
But
I mean,
here's the thing. Those
if you
are.
really believe and truly believe it, it's gonna be like kind of one-sided a little bit. And I'm not.
Yeah,
trying
I
to
hear you
do
on
that.
that. But the thing is, like, those are experts. Those are people who believe in UFOs, but they're.
Well,
It's not like
maybe
they don't
maybe
believe
they
as, like,
weren't. Maybe
So
they
the
weren't
experts
really
are trying to debunk
understanding.
it.
Yeah, but I feel like they weren't really understanding. Like when I said like pulsing, they probably thought it was something that was kind of flowing through the sky. They didn't realize that like it was in one spot, not moving. Like to me, like I know exactly
So
what
to
they're
me, it's just
talking
not the
about when rockets
technical
let
or
off.
It doesn't hit probably the what most people see. So maybe that's probably why
Yeah.
they're trying to debunk it.
And trust me, as humans, like when I've had like even paranormal experiences, as humans, we try to debunk stuff in our mind to make it not real because we don't know how to comprehend it.
No, but we.
So trust me, I tried to debunk it myself, but that was a phenomenon that was definitely supernatural, something I've never experienced in my life.
I think also, but the thing we have to remember too is humans try to debunk it, but humans also try to correlate. Like humans try to wrap things together. I see this, therefore it must be this. I'm putting the. So I mean, it could go either way. Like you could be correlating because you saw something weird. You're like, this must be aliens, or it could be, yeah.
Because
Go
honestly, if I
deeper,
saw
yeah.
something like that, I would probably 100% be like, oh yeah, had to be. That was.
I don't know how
all my life to see.
Waiting for. Okay.
You will see.
And that's why.
It'll come to you, Perry.
I truly believe, but I mean, I just haven't had that. Haven't had it yet.
Yeah, but I truly believe that it was 100%.
Okay.
So, Susie is here.
Everybody's eating.
I still have.
Can we pause broadcast? Can we pause broadcast? No, this is gonna be like an HMR. What is it? SMRA. What is it? What is it, Perry? You know, ASMR. It'll be like an ASMR video. Just us eating. Just us eating.
We're not making like crunchy noises.
Who cares? Who the fuck cares? Ooh, 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 ooh. Hi.
Have you ever had? You haven't had any experiences, huh?
Of
Even
what?
when you were on shrimp.
I saw a man with a hatchet out in front of a house when I was on shrimp, but he was not an alien. I don't think. He's scary, but not. Here, you have like a whole microphone. Melissa's not gonna say it. She's just chowing down. We'll ship that over. I got it.
This one's probably better. Use that one. Give that one to Melissa.
Oh yeah, that one's soft. That was the one, the golden rose gold one. Sorry, heavy. Hello?
Okay, Chris.
Can you hear me?
Oh my God, so much better.
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you, Perry.
So if you saw that, how they described it, what would you think?
Well, I didn't see it. Is that what you're asking? If I saw
I'm
it?
saying if, yeah.
If I saw it, I think I would react like my instinct when I see weird, because I've seen phenomenon, and I'm open to the idea of something being a dimension or whatever, like a UFO. Fine enough for me. I think if I saw that, I think I would take it as like, that's weird. What the fuck was that? I wouldn't necessarily try to correlate it with certain things. I'd be like, well, that's fucked up.
Fucking Perry.
You see that? Perry, look at the comments.
Huh?
Which one? If you're still watching, which one sounds like he's in a van? Because I am actually in a van. Those are curtains behind me.
You're in a band?
No.
I'm in a
Yeah,
band.
let us know which one, so we can.
I think it's Perry.
I think it is, but oh well.
Wait, what's going on?
What?
You do sound like you're in a van.
We're getting caught.
Oh, I sound like I'm in a van. What?
Oh,
I'm confused.
Like undercover.
oh my God.
Why?
I don't know. Whenever we have the audio, like, hold on, let me try to do this. Amazing. Let me try to do this. We're getting honest.
I bought a new microphone. I thought.
Oh.
We're getting live feedback right now. So
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you see it?
I see it now.
We
I didn't
appreciate
pay
that,
attention
actually.
To the chat. You know, he says, "Turn me up." Well, I probably am sitting a little far from my microphone. Thanks for that. Thanks for the advice, though, because yeah, we don't get that perspective from.
Get into the subject, please.
We hear ourselves. That's for sure. We hear each other.
Oh, that's better.
Oh my God, that's way better.
How'd you do that?
Hey, thank you, E-Wolf.
E-Wolfie DK.
Yeah, E-Wolfie DK. I got it right. Hey, if you have any stories,
We have a phone number you can call in.
give it to him, Perry.
Shoot.
626-733-8256. 626-733-8256 if you want to call into this train wreck, this specific train wreck.
Yeah, we need to pull that up somewhere, like, because we have this little green box up here. We need to put that phone number up. Because I mean, he's gonna have to pull out his phone and then just type that as fast as possible. Like,
boring conversation.
Anyways, I would like to call on our next guest, Susanya, and talk about. We're gonna switch gears a little bit and get into some paranormal stuff. What do you think?
I think I can say for myself that I have had much more experience in terms of like fucked up things I've seen and all that stuff. It's well documented. I had an experience when I was little when I thought I saw aliens, probably a waking dream, but who knows. I think my experience like with what's like weird and creepy is definitely on the ghost side for me. It's like I've experienced much more like what was that kind of moments as you see on all the TV shows. So yeah, let's get into it for sure. Because I think we've had some like collaborative fucking experiences with Calico, right?
Yes.
We have a picture. Yeah.
Want to start with that? No.
Perry, turn up your game. Yeah, let's do it.
I don't have that.
Turn up your game.
So my recollection of Calico, I still wish that I had the image. We were driving back from Vegas and we decided like, oh, it's like super late at night. We should stop by Calico and take pictures in front of the graveyard because we're so badass like that.
Sorry, back up. Calico, for people who don't know, Calico is this town kind of near Vegas that's a ghost town. It used to be an old West town, and it got vacated, and so now it's a ghost town, and it's a little bit of a tourist trap. But they have like an actual cemetery, and they have actual gift shops.
They have that like the Knott's Berry Farm little shack, don't they?
Sure.
No, just which one?
Remember at Knott's Berry Farm when they used to have the haunted shack?
Ghost shack? Oh, the haunted ghost shack? Yeah. But they realized
that Calico?
I don't know.
Oh, never mind.
That's annoying.
I gotta turn my gain up.
I have a cat there.
Yeah, he's hungry. He's on a new diet.
I'm
just gonna let him cry in the background. I could close my door, but
no, it's fine. Let him cry.
Anyway, so my recollection, we're coming back from Vegas. We're like, yeah, let's stop by the graveyard and take some fucking pictures. And then I remember Susie, I took her picture first, and her friend. That was, and then it was like my turn to take a picture. And I remember when I had walked up to the graveyard, I started talking to the spirits just in case they were there. And I was like, I just want to respect you guys and let you know that I'm just here to take a picture. I'm not here to be offensive, disrespectful. And then in that picture that Susie took for me, there was like at least would you say 20 orbs? There were so many orbs in that picture.
More than 20.
There were so many orbs. Yeah,
it was just all around. It was like white dots everywhere.
Yeah, it's like they were listening. They were letting me know that we're here.
What?
Sounds like Perry's rumbling through a bag of chips or something.
Sorry. I'll stop touching my mic.
Yes, please stop touching.
Wolfie says good morning.
Okay.
Good morning, Wolfie.
Good morning. That means Wolfie's out somewhere not around here because we're recording in California.
It's probably in Europe. Somewhere.
Europe. Well, welcome, Wolfie. Stop looking at the comments.
Fuck off.
So you guys were at Calico. You guys thought you were all cute. You thought you're taking cute pics, and you took pictures in front of.
Burp in the microphone.
No.
Guess who?
Yes.
And so you all took pictures in front of a graveyard, right? Was it in front of the graveyard? Mm-hmm. And when you noticed the pictures, you noticed it first?
Well, it was like I don't think there was orbs in your picture. Was there? I could be completely tripping, but I specifically was talking to the spirits. No, there's no fireflies there. I specifically was talking to the spirits. It was literally seconds after I had just snapped Susie's picture, and then she went and took mine, and I was talking to them, and literally my picture lit up with thousands of orbs around me.
I didn't get out of the car.
Yeah.
So I didn't take a picture.
So then was it Chris? Yeah. Or was it?
I didn't take a picture outside because I didn't want anything attached to me.
Oh, I thought really? You did. I thought you
guys went over there and took pictures. Was it the other one?
I stood in the car that night. I stood in the car for a specific reason because I didn't want any spooky ghosts attaching to me.
Do we believe in that? You clearly believe in the fact that ghosts can ghosts really leave the spot that they're marked at? So say you're Civil War ghost. Can they leave that battlefield and follow you home?
Sure. It's not a ghost. What if it's a demon?
Mm-hmm.
I had it, so I don't know if I don't know. I had a high school friend who they had crosses that would flip upside down and stuff like that because they did some witchcraft or something in the house before, and they believed that the ghosts followed them into their new house because they did a bunch of crazy ass shit.
Does Perry know this person?
Yeah.
Raul. Do you remember Raul Jimenez?
No.
Okay.
That's not one of my friends.
I feel like ghosts are people, and maybe those people don't bother other living people, but what if it's just something more demonic chasing you?
Well, I think that is it just our ghosts or most ghosts? I remember asking the percentage of aliens versus ghosts and stuff like that. But do you think that, and I'm butchering this, but do you think that what percentage of a cat?
The cat believes. The cat believes.
Do you believe in demonic cats? You believe in
Pet Cemetery?
possess pets. Do we think that that can happen?
Yeah.
No.
What about those like shithead animals, like the shithead pets that are like aggressive?
Not even that, but I think a demon can attach to.
They're just assholes in a past life.
Oh,
But
I think
karma. I definitely think that a demon can attach itself to literally anything it wants to. If it can, think about like a Chucky doll, like that's based off of a real story, so it could literally attach itself to a doll, to a fucking Starbucks cup. Like,
it's at Starbucks.
Are we yes or no on ghost animals?
I am yes on ghost animals. I think I think in the premise that there are human ghosts, I think why wouldn't there be ghost animals? I mean, I know that there's an elevated brain function and humans are, intellectual creatures, but if we believe in human ghosts, there's got to be dog ghosts floating around somewhere.
Yeah, when we first moved into this apartment, Annalise thought she saw a rat run across the floor.
I didn't tell you.
It wasn't. It was like it went into the room and they came to the conclusion it was like a ghost animal.
What? I haven't told you this, but when we went on a trip to New York, I went on a trip with Perry and a bunch of other friends. I woke up at the middle of the night in the hotel room, and I believed that rats were running across the room. Like they were like burrowed in the walls, and they were running across the room.
Okay, I don't remember you sleeping at all. I remember you wrestling bags all night.
Yeah, it was after that.
And I woke up with like you throwing bread at me.
Yeah. So anyways, we got on a tangent. I did throw bread at you. I threw.
Yeah. Who cares? Let's get back to.
I want to know,
Susanna.
Susie. I want to know your belief in what you think. What do you think the percentage of ghosts, lost souls, like purgatory, whatever the fuck you believe a ghost is, like whatever you think that essence is or that situation is, versus like demons posing as dead relatives and stuff? How much of the ghost sightings do we believe in are demons, and how much are like lost souls? I guess is a better way to put it. I need actual percentages. I'm going to be held to it too.
I'm not good at math.
105.
Do you believe more that they're demons, or do you believe more that they're actual spirits? I don't like calling them ghosts.
They're more demons than spirit. Personally. And the kitty says yes.
Yeah.
Because your cat's more of the O sound. Your kitty wants something.
Is your cat in heat?
I think your cat's either thirsty or hungry.
It's on a diet.
Or
I think your cat's hungry.
We don't feed him dry food anymore. We feed him like human grade food.
Human what?
So he's having a hard time adjusting.
Human grapefruit?
Human grade food.
Anyways,
yeah.
Can we get?
I just want to know. You just ignore the cat, okay? I'm ignoring him, and you guys gotta keep bringing him up.
Wow! Wow!
No, it's Chris. Chris is rolling his eyes.
I can't roll my eyes. My eyes are too tiny. I got tiny little eyes.
So I think that like our listeners, viewers, wherever you're listening from, I think they would like us to get more in depth instead of bickering about the damn cat, about some like paranormal stuff.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. I was asking Susie a percentage of Scooby Doo. I was asking Scooby Doo. Oh man, if there was could you interview? How good of an interview? If Scooby Doo was fucking real,
he's seen some shit.
If Scooby Doo might be might be one of the best fictional characters to interview, other than Bugs Bunny, because I think Bugs Bunny would be fun.
I don't care.
Scooby Doo would be fucking amazing.
I don't care.
The stories he would have.
The stories that he would have.
He would have a lot of stories.
Yeah.
And he had a talking dog too.
Mm-hmm.
None of the stories.
Wait, Scooby was the talking dog. You're talking about Shaggy.
Oh, Shaggy's the guy.
Fucking A, man.
No, Scooby wouldn't be good, actually. I was thinking of Shaggy. Scooby would just be mumbling to the microphone. You couldn't understand him.
Could you?
Can you understand? Scooby Doo is pretty easy to understand.
Mm-hmm. If you're the dog whisperer.
Call in if you want to give us your best interview for fictional character. What fictional characters do you think would be the best? Tony Montana would be fun.
Nobody knows the number.
626-733-8256.
I think we have a question on the line.
733-8256. You do have something in the chat.
What's he asking?
Whatever.
Okay.
Demons.
Can we move on?
Okay.
Can we move on? Okay, so I think it's time to just let Susie talk and stop interrupting.
Okay.
All right, Susie.
Nobody's interrupting.
Yes, he's always interrupting.
This is how aggressive she is.
So on the
show.
last
Abuse.
time I was with you guys, and nobody knows
And somebody fucked it up.
because it
The
was
lost
deleted.
episode.
So that was past experience. So now it's current experience. So I have been experiencing a lot of dreams where I am face to face and confronting some type of evil spirit and demon, and I'm shouting at it, and it's trying to possess a family member, whether it's my sisters or going from room to room in my house, and it's so scary. But I always shout at this demon, and I always end up praying in my dream, and then I wake up.
Wow. You haven't told me this.
No, because it's just don't.
This
talk
is
about
so
that
How
deep.
often does this happen? Is this like
Every night?
pretty recurring?
Once a week?
once a week,
At least.
Does it vary on the family members that are trying to be?
Oh yeah, I feel fine. I feel completely protected. It's just at nighttime sometimes I dream. Like one time it was jumping from all my sisters. It went from my older sister to Christina to my youngest sister.
So let's talk about that. So we have some history there with maybe some hauntings at your old house. That could be where this is all deriving from. Did I say that word right?
Maybe.
Sound good to me. I
Yeah.
can't talk, so
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
So
Stop interrupting Chris.
Thank you, Perry. Fuck.
did
At least
it
somebody understands.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
I like your microphone, Chris.
Thank you.
You'll lick his microphone? Stop interrupting, Brianna.
Got it. Okay, good.
So
I will not interrupt.
So
anymore.
I reckon some of the stories that you've told me, because I know there's been a lot. So let's just talk about the few that have happened in the house that you grew up in. Some stomping on your roof, and some of the things that you've seen in your parents' closet. Start there. No.
She's feeling bastard. How many in do we need to be?
So this stuff's like serious, like for everybody listening and watching. Like when you have a haunting going on with demons or whatever spirits, it's hard to talk about because the stuff stays with you, and it's haunting and it is scary. And I think this is probably why you still have these dreams is because it never fully goes away. And no matter what, I mean, whether it's obviously not here, but it's like those memories come back.
I don't think it's memories. I think that, like you're such in a good place and you have your strong beliefs, and these, for me personally, I feel like these demons will try anything they can to try to mess with you and mess with your faith that you have, and just try to get into your mind and try to manipulate you somehow. And that's what I feel like these dreams I've been having. Like 2 nights ago, I dreamt that, this demon was trying to get to my daughter and try to possess her. And, all I was doing was I was cooking on my stove, and all of a sudden, like the fires were like the burners were just lighting up, and I was shouting like, stop, and praying. And then all of a sudden this entity thing jumped into my daughter and try to possess her. And then all of a sudden, like I wake up, and then you just start praying, and hopefully,
No,
you're just protected. So it's just,
hopefully she's protected.
Yeah.
And I think that dreams have the tendency to show us, no matter how protected we feel in our real life, dreams, whether you believe it's some kind of outside force that's coming in and manipulating you in your sleep, dreams have the uncanny ability to really get us at our most vulnerable, right? No matter how fucking safe you feel during the day, at night, your dreams expose your most vulnerable fucking feelings, and
Mhm.
and also the feeling that like it might all collapse, no matter how fucking protected you feel. So the question is that the demons of our own mind, or is that like outside forces? Like, I don't know. It's hard for me to parse it too because I have a lot of living, and I don't know if it's something after. Like, I still don't know if it's something after me. My logical brain says it's my fucking paranoid dream habits, but I don't know.
Because you have extremely vivid dreams. I was actually just sharing with you guys earlier, like, our house is very vintage-esque, and I have a lot of like vintage scarves and shawls that hang with vintage hats, and I have this one fur shawl, and you had fallen asleep on the couch and saw this a very vivid dream of that shawl that was furry, like was a hairy man chest, and he was hung.
It was just a torso. And so I have a lot of dreams like that. And it's hard to parse out. And especially the ones where someone's coming after me. It's hard to parse out whether that is some kind of outside force that's coming in.
Because you're the only one in your family that has these dreams.
You, Susie, have you said we had conversation, and I apologize again. I can't apologize enough for losing that episode. It'll haunt me for the rest of my life. But did you say that your siblings did they have similar experiences? So you mentioned a closet. Could you get into? Is it too much to get into the closet and like what baby?
Yeah. So my parents have a walk-in closet in their bedroom. So then my nephew, at the time he was 5, and he told my mom, he's like, "Grandma, shut the door." And she's like, Why, Cameron?" And then she's like, he said, they're talking too loud. They're just too loud. So then also that, my older sister, she would sleep, and she had the sleep paralysis where she felt that typical pressure in your chest, and someone whispered in her ear, like, "Did you miss me?"
Oof.
And also her husband, my brother-in-law, slept in that same house, and he was mocking. He's just like, "This isn't true," and whatever, just talking so much shit. That same night, same thing happened to him.
Really?
Pressure on his chest, he couldn't breathe, sleep paralysis, and then he just never slept back in that house again.
Mm-hmm.
There's sometimes it comes in waves. It feels like I feel like there's some families that get more affected by these haunting stories. I mean, it can be the nature of everybody's living in the same house that might have whatever spirit hanging out in it, but it seems like it comes in batches in some ways. Like there's like whole families who are fucking affected by this shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We've been trying to debunk Susie's for a long time. Like we thought, well, maybe it's like an old vintage hand-me-down. I don't know.
My mother played the Ouija board.
So did I.
Yeah, well, she was cursed.
You really think that's it?
Oh, 100%. I believe that.
Now, did she pill it?
But did she let it in? Did she? Because like I've told you before, like this stuff, I don't get scared talking about it because I feel protected. I felt like that moment when I felt like the demon was coming, when I felt like the devil was really coming for me through the Ouija board, I really felt like the angel protected me, and he or she kept erasing the board so it couldn't come through the porthole, the passageway. Do you think that it came through for your mom?
Probably. I don't think everyone is as protected as some people. Maybe she didn't have that faith at the time,
or maybe she didn't really believe in it and she thought it was just, oh, this is just a stupid game. I'm very, like, when I talk about this stuff, I'm very respectful to the spirits, and I think that's another thing, and to extraterrestrials, like, and so I'm always, when I talk about this stuff, it's like I might laugh and whatever, but like I'm very respectful, and I always feel like you have to respect the other side. Whether they're connected, whether extraterrestrials are really entities that we think are spirits, or if they're separate. Like I always like take it very seriously. And I think that's something when I would play the game, I took it very seriously. Like it wasn't like, you're moving it, I was like,
that was me. I was like,
real.
look at me.
Yeah. But maybe sometimes, but maybe that's the problem. Maybe your mom was like, oh, this isn't real. And maybe something came through, unfortunately.
To my understanding, when she was playing like with coworkers, and then she didn't want to play it, so she said, but whoever, one of her friends were asking, like, what do you think about, my mom. And then she's like, oh, nice. And then they spelled out her name on the board. It was really weird. So I was brought up thinking like, these things follow you as a curse from something that happened. It follows you from generation to generation. So it could have been my grandmother or my mom, because this thing has been following us since I can remember, from house to house. There's this
And
one.
you truly open-heartedly believe that it was from that Ouija board?
I don't know. Maybe it was from my grandmother, because she was
into Santeria.
saint. Maybe, I don't know. They don't say that, but I know, like, on our older house when we were small, and my mom used to hear, things, laughing, kids laughing. So my mom was so upset because me and my sister were supposed to be asleep. She's like, girls, I thought I told you to go to sleep. So she walked in her room and we were just asleep. So then again, the next night, here's laughing. Someone's like, Susie, Susie. And then she put a bell by the door. She's like, if you're there, you better ring that bell. And sure enough, the bell was ringing. And if somebody was calling my name and somebody was messing with her. So I don't know if it was before her time or somebody's following her that's kept following her from house to house. That's just really scary.
Yeah.
How do you think you break that cycle? I know, Brianna, you kind of believe in like a lot of sage shit and all that. How do you think you break that cycle?
Yeah. I mean, I personally, as I know this is so hard. I mean, like, people that listen to our episodes know that, like, I'm a Christian, and they'd be like, oh, well, then why would you go to a witch doctor that practices voodoo? And I'm very respectful of other religions and practices and witches and all that stuff too. And I really truly believe that the witch doctor saved me from the haunting that I went through. Not to say that a priest couldn't come in and bless my house, but we just happened to be in New Orleans, and I was like, hey, like, we have a haunting going on. And they gave me this, they prayed over the sage and they gave me the sage to take home, and the haunting stopped. So, I think there's truth to a lot of different religions out there. But like, for you, like, with something like that, have you tried that? Has your family tried that?
I don't know. Ever since I moved out of that house, I've been completely free of it. Until recently. Like, my dreams are so vivid, and I feel like
that's like
someone's trying to mess with me, but I feel like my faith is so strong. Like, I always pray out in my dream and they always go away.
And do you think sometimes that this is like, I feel like when my life is feeling so perfect and so amazing, I can't help to think like, oh my God, I don't deserve this.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I think maybe that's subconsciously what's happening, because I've had horrible dreams of like my daughter, like, getting her arms chopped off, like crazy stuff that you never want to happen to your kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just, you just feel like my life's so perfect. Like, what if this happens? What if that happens?
Mm-hmm.
And, so it could be just maybe that, like, subconsciously, you're just feeling like, why is my life so good?
It could be, but I feel like my dreams always tell me something, and they've been like that since I can remember as a kid.
I know we talked about this. People don't know, like, in our episode that we had done with you last time, but one of my favorite dreams that you've had numerous times, I think it's so trippy, but it's so fucking cool because I've never heard anything like this in my life. You talk about your past experiences in your dreams where you were a man.
I'm always a man.
And I think that's so fucking cool. Let's talk about that. Like, give me the whole visual of the candle lit and what era it came from. It's just such a fucking cool story.
The scene.
Yeah, I love it.
I always dream that I'm another person in a different time, whether it's you're out on the streets they're just lit by candles, or but I'm always a guy. I don't know.
And then remember, were you writing a letter with the old ink or something? You were sitting at a desk.
No, I would be always surrounded by people, different faces that I've never met before, but 100% I would know I was a guy, because I would look at myself, see myself. I can feel things aren't womanly.
You feel something flop around, yeah.
Yeah, it's really heavy.
A little sway in your walk.
Yeah, my third arm.
What is your, do you go to multiple, do Do you go to multiple time periods, or is it always kind of the same old timey period when you have these dreams of
multiple time periods? The most recent one that I traveled, I was actually a younger. I sound so crazy saying this. I don't even believe. I don't know what it is, but I was a younger girl. I was probably maybe anywhere between 7 and 10, but I was a little like African American girl, and I was wearing a yellow dress, and I was with some friends walking down train tracks, and I was so scared because there was this group of boys that were there, and they were going to beat me up, and they literally beat the shit out of me, and I can feel everything. I can feel them kick my ribs. I can feel like they wanted to kill me. And next thing you know, right when I was about to die, I woke up.
Wow.
But it was like maybe
This just happened?
Yeah, it was probably like the era was maybe before 1920. Ish, because the way the clothes were and the shoes and how everybody was dressed. Yeah.
That's weird. Wow.
I don't think I've never had those like full body dreams where I'm like someone else. Like,
me either.
I've had experiences.
That's why I love hearing this stuff. What about you, Melissa? Have you?
I don't want to offend anybody.
Why?
I don't know. Being somebody else, being different race, being different gender.
Because I believe like we all live in past lives. So it's like to say that you came back, I mean, that's who you were in a different time.
Probably different country.
Or a different dimension.
I don't know, maybe different country, because the houses that were where I was walking, they were very like shacky. Like it was like a small shack house, like close together, side by side.
Do you believe in parallel universes? Maybe it was a parallel universe.
Maybe.
That'd be cool if like you were like it was a parallel universe and your alternate you just visited other places in your alternate, like you went to sleep almost like the Matrix, and it was a real life experience in a parallel universe as a dude.
Yeah, maybe
an old timey
time
traveling dude.
Back to my ancient aliens.
Mm-hmm.
This like there's like in India they talk, because Indians believe in reincarnation, and there was this young girl. She was probably like 4 or 5, and she would talk about her past life, how she was married to this guy, the name, and constantly she would go into detail. And so finally her family was like, fuck, like we're gonna look in to see if this guy's really, and he like I think lived like very close by, and they went to visit him, and she met him and was like, we were married, and he's like, oh my God, my wife died around the same time that she was born. So it was like the wife died and then this girl was born the same year, and trippy. So I definitely, believe in stuff like that. So I don't understand it, but I definitely believe that it is possible. And I think it's
if
wild.
You could, I got a question. If you had a dreamland you, right? Like you could be, let's make it gender fluid. Like it doesn't even matter what gender you are, right? What would you like as just like a fucking almost like a part-time life? What era would you go to, and what would you like? What would your job be? What would you do?
Intergender?
It doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter in past what gender you are, like unfortunately. But like, let's take all that aside. Like what, like the ultimate era, and you're like, what would you be doing? Would you be like a cobbler during like Jack the Ripper days? What would it be?
I'd be American Indian.
Would you really?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I think that'd be awesome, but it's also rough. Because you're not, our life is so fucking pampered these days. Like,
oh yeah, we wouldn't.
But it's also a part-time. It's a part-time gig, so you can just go and you can like live that life, and then wake up and have like your normal life.
It's like Avatar.
Yeah. What about you, Susie? Do you have like an area you'd want to be living in as a part-time gig?
Just be Marie Antoinette eating cake.
Before the whole knife on the neck.
She had a pretty amazing life.
Other than
let's be real. Before.
Can we cut it off? Yeah. Can we cut it off before she got cut off?
No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to be lazy.
Oh. We'll get back to you. Brianna, do you have a favorite? And we're setting aside the obvious, like, because if you live in the 50s, it's a horrible time of like Jim Crow and shit.
I think
like
I'm with Susie in the era.
No, because they didn't have deodorant. I want to be in the era where they discovered things.
They didn't have deodorant,
but I'm gonna get okay. Can I get crazy about that right now?
Okay, what?
I feel like
conspiracy about deodorant. Here we go.
I'm gonna get into the fucking food, because I know when I eat super fucking clean, like I don't have odor. and I don't have odor. So I feel like back in the day, their food was way more cleaner than ours was. So I'm sure they didn't smell as much as we did.
They did. They actually wore potpourri in their sleeves, so that way people wouldn't smell them.
It would like the
Yeah,
waft,
but I'm saying
their
perspiration probably wasn't as. I
No,
think
it
it's all
was
comes
bad.
from our food.
That fucking era smelled
I'm
like
telling you.
it was just
All right, I'll be
BO,
straight up. My
shit out of
coochie
pots.
does not have the odor when I eat clean. So what does it tell you about the food back then?
Their coochie had the odor. I'm sorry.
They just had a different odor.
It just had a different odor.
It was just maybe not as coochie.
And it's like now we're so pampered. Back then they're like that. Like we're going down this road. They're like that's what a coochie smells like.
Not as fishy.
That's what armpits smell like.
Potpourri and fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, I guess I'll deal with it. I don't know any better.
But for me, I love the wigs. I love the corsets. As much as I do love the 1940s, 50s, and the 20s.
You know, they sell corsets.
But I feel like
you go in the 80s,
in the 18th century, like the candlelit, the ballroom dancing, it's just so romantic. And I feel like in another life, that's probably where I was. Although I've said this a million times before, I definitely feel like I lived in Egypt also. Not saying that I was actually Egyptian, but all the Greeks came over there and the Italians. I definitely feel, because when I used to belly dance, I felt so connected with the music. It would always take me to Egypt. And I felt like I could envision myself dancing there.
And the key is it's a part-time gig. So even
so I'm going there.
So you could for if say for this, like you're in that era, like you could wear corsets and ballroom dance while you're sleeping, and you could twerk and wear whatever the shit you want to wear during the day. So you really get the best of both worlds.
What about you?
Good. What I don't know. I don't.
Oh, you want to be a fucking pirate? We already know this shit.
Yeah.
I know that. Like,
short lifespan on that. Live a year.
Blackbeard.
I want to be in the year of invention.
Oh, could you imagine the first
electricity?
Oh, not just that, but flight. Imagine being a person's like, you know what? I'm gonna actually fly.
Be the first one to go on a plane. You just fucking crash and burn.
Oh wow!
But I did it.
Morbid.
You did it.
I did
you made it.
You did it. You flew.
I flew.
Flew right into that rock, but you flew.
Gives making steps, making ways.
So what era was that? When the whatever brothers, when they flied?
No, I want you to guess the brothers. Guess the brothers.
Guess
the brothers.
Warner Brothers?
Sure.
Farley Brothers?
WB.
Those brothers?
I personally believe that we had aircrafts back in the ancient times.
Oh, 100%.
So there's even architecture of it, where they have blueprints where they drew that shit.
Taking
Leonardo da Vinci had the
Pharaoh Air.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have met him.
What do you think happened to all those planes then?
The government shut it down.
In the sand?
Shut it down. It's probably hidden. It's a lot of the stuff is hidden because you have to remember when you look at the ancients, they were so advanced. As much as you think oh no, they weren't. They were so fucking advanced. They were doing a lot of shit better than we're doing fucking today. And I feel like a lot of that stuff is hidden. A lot of stuff was washed away. Noah's Ark and all that. So I believe that there was a lot of stuff that they've even found ruins of old computers and stuff. So they had technology.
They found old Macintoshes in the Pharaoh.
Yes.
What did they find?
Yeah, they found they found a device that they
microchips made. They
say you can actually look it up right now. You can share it to our viewers. And it was the actual type of computer.
I'll look it up. Can we talk?
But also the ancient Egyptians on one of their petroglyphs had drawn a picture of a giant light bulb, and it's clear as day that it was a light bulb. It even has a cord coming out of it, and it's
light bulbs don't have cords coming out of it.
No.
To plug it in. If it was
you don't plug in a light bulb.
A lamp. Whatever the fuck.
How many Briannas does it take to plug in a light bulb? 0, because you can't, Brianna.
Look up the picture. Google it right now.
What if it was a vibrator?
Oh, ancient vibrator?
It was giant. So maybe.
Well, listen, they had fun. The Egyptian time back then. They were living life, man. Everything was big. Okay. I think we're gonna wrap this up. Harry, is that okay with you?
Harry, do you have anything to add? Fucking Barry.
About anything topics? You want me to bring up a topic?
No.
Is there anything you'd like to add? Did anybody in the chat say anything we should
Yes, Pat Angle.
I don't know if Wolfie's still here.
Good.
But thank you for joining us, Wolfie. You should join
Thank
us
you.
next time.
Yeah.
Please, follow, and we also have a YouTube. He's here. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
He's still here.
We're gonna send a comment on our page. We'll talk. Anyways.
Check out our YouTube.
Yeah. Just leave a comment on YouTube and I'll yeah.
Do you have the
Perfect.
YouTube
Yeah, we'll talk.
Chris is an asshole, everybody.
What? I am an asshole.
Just so you know, Wolfie coming in.
I'm a slow reader. Fuck.
Sorry. This has been an episode of Extra Normal Podcast where we burnt out on karaoke.
Sorry.
You can reach the show on Instagram and Extra Normal Podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe that way. By the way, Extra Normal P on Twitter. You can email us at extranormalpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on all the YouTubes and all your favorite podcast machines. Make sure you like and subscribe and rate as long as you're happy. If you're sad about our performance,
it's all Chris's fault.
Just don't leave stars. I mean,
the YouTube handle is Extra Normal Podcast.
That is correct. That is correct.
Actually, 2 channels. I don't know why you have 2, but
thank you.
Make sure
where can they find you?
Check out my extension page at www.carouselhairextensions.com. You can follow me at Darlene Dolly. Yeah, that's cool.
Awesome. Susie, do you want to shout out anything?
Just don't follow me.
Okay. Don't follow her on social medias. Please don't follow her to her car.
Don't follow me anywhere.
Just please leave me alone. All right, Perry, can they find you anywhere?
Don't slide anywhere.
You can find me on MySpace.
Slide to the DMs.
MySpace.
MySpace is so
all right. Goodbye, everybody.